Well, have you ever stared at someone moving through life so damn flawlessly, so effortlessly? It's like they're playing a game no one else can even see. Like they're gliding through chaos while the rest of us are drowning in noise. Huh? That's exactly what we're diving into today. How you can play your game so perfectly, so intentionally, that everyone forgets you're human. Yeah, you stumble, you bleed, you fight, but you rise. This is about silent strength, raw focus, and growth, so unstoppable. It doesn't need a spotlight, so strap in, because perfection isn't flawless. It's about showing up, owning your fire, and smashing every expectation without a sound. And hey, if you're ready to unleash that power inside, smash that like, drop a comment, and subscribe to Twist Mind, because this ride is just getting started. Perfection? Huh? It's not about walking in with a polished smile and a golden crown. It's about showing up in a world that runs on chaos and commanding it like a storm whisperer. Wow. You walk in with intention, not permission. You don't flinch when things get wild. You dance in the storm. You move through fire like it was made to warm you, not burn you. That's the kind of power people don't know what to do with. Because, oh no, perfection in their world means filters and fakery, posed pictures and pretty words. But you move with strategy, with silence, with such sharp precision. It cuts the air around you, and that scares them, dangerously so, because most people only understand average. They live in the land of excuses and comfort. They speak the language of maybe one day, but then boom, you show up. Quiet, focused, calculated, like a ghost in daylight. And suddenly, their safe little routines start to look like cages. You make them nervous, without saying a single word. That's hilarious, isn't it? You don't even try to impress them. And they start inventing reasons for your rise. He must be faking it. She got lucky. Oh, how cute. They can't handle the fact that while they were sleeping in, you were sharpening your mind like a blade. You were stacking tiny wins. While they were scrolling through someone else's, you were building a mindset that doesn't shake, even when everything else falls apart. You see, real perfection isn't flashy. It's dangerous. It's silent. It's built in rooms no one ever saw. You didn't do it for followers. You did it because failure wasn't an option. And now that you're rising, they panic. They squirm. Because your very existence reminds them of every time they said, I can't. You shattered their mirror. You made them look at themselves. And guess what? They don't like what they see. They don't fear your success. They fear their own reflection next to it. Lapse. Oh, how beautiful. So let them doubt. Let them whisper. Let them call you cold, fake, robotic, anything but human. That's the twist. You've leveled up so high, so ruthlessly focused, that your presence feels inhuman, but that's not arrogance. That's earned respect. That's what happens when someone like you takes every scar every sleepless night, every lonely hour, and turns it into fuel. You didn't come here to be relatable. You came here to be undeniable. You didn't arrive to please crowds. You came to own the stage. So play your game, burn your silence into their memory, because when you walk like thunder in a world full of whispers, they won't just forget you're human. They'll wonder if you're even real. They love to say it like you were born with it. I know, like greatness was handed to you on a silver, I know, platter, under the glow of a moonlit secret ceremony. I know, just built different. They whisper behind closed doors like it's some mysterious gift you stumbled upon while they slept. But I know how wrong they are. They weren't there when your world was breaking apart, when every breath felt like a tino battle, when you were bending on the edge but never snapping. They didn't see the nights you lay awake staring at the ceiling, your mind pounding like war drums echoing in through an empty battlefield, wrestling with thoughts sharp enough to cut your spirit, fighting like your life depended on it, because in those moments it truly did. They never watched you in eyes before the sun, no applause greeting your tired eyes, no cheers, just the lonely whisper of your own voice and pushing you forward, saying, get up anyway, you weren't born different. They say that because they can't handle the truth that I know you built yourself. You took every insult thrown your way. I know every rejection that stung like poison, every doubt that tried to bury you, and every betrayal that cracked your heart. You forged armor from the ashes. You didn't wait for perfect conditions. You made your conditions perfect by sheer will. You started with scraps, with broken pieces no one else wanted, with flaws and pressure that would have crushed any ordinary. You weren't molded by fortune. You carved yourself out of bane and fire, an unstoppable force born from everything You weren't supposed to survive. While they chased comfort and quick fixes, you became obsessed with becoming a storm. They wanted shortcuts, but you chose scars. They craved instant results, but you committed to relentless repetition, grinding in silence while they wasted time. They sought praise. Chased progress. Every time you stumbled, you took notes, learning how to get up faster, how to hit harder, how to survive better. Every no they threw in your face fueled the fire burning your soul brighter. Every slammed door became the blueprint for the entrance you built yourself. Loud, unbreakable, impossible to ignore. You didn't come from legacy. You came from grind, from long, lonely nights, from clenched fists, and lockjaws fueled by a self-belief so fierce you had to hide it like a secret treasure, because the world would have mocked you if they saw your strength too soon. But now, wow, now that you walk in with silence that speaks louder than their noise ever could, they pretend it was all fate. They say it was easy, but they didn't carry your weight when no one was watching. They didn't crawl out of the dark with you, step by step, bloodied step. They never heard the screams of doubt inside it. You, when every fiber of your being begged to quit. That fire you carry, it wasn't handed to you like a gift. It was forged in the torture of trials. I know, the hardest training nobody witnessed. And now, you move like a machine, Better than that. You move like a weapon, crafted by failure, sharpened by relentless focus. Your footsteps echo like strategy in a world of noise. Your words land like thunder on silent skies. They call you lucky. They say you're unnatural, but deep down. Oh, yes, deep down. They know the truth. You weren't given this power you earned. You trained in silence, died and resurrected your mindset 1,000 times. And now you walk like a beast, awakened, a force unleashed. You weren't born a monster, you became E1. And that's the truth they will never dare. That's the version of you they're terrified to meet. Because you didn't inherit greatness. You earned it. Every scar on your soul is a signature etched by struggle. Proof of the unbreakable force you've become today. There's a special kind of silence. What? A silence that doesn't mean weakness. Oh no. Don't even close. This silence is power. One so focused, so locked in, that it doesn't need to shout to be heard. This is the silence of someone who's cracked the code. Want that real moves. Want the moves that matter. Don't need announcement. Don't need applause. Won't need an audience. When you start winning quietly, when your actions speak louder than any boast, when your results walk into the room before you even show up, you break the entire damn atmosphere around you. People panic. They expect noise, chatter, updates, flashing lights. Because that's how their world spins. But you start glowing without a sound. You stop broadcasting every grind, every step, every breath you take. You become unpredictable, uncomfortable. You shatter the image they pinned on you like a fragile target. They wrote you off as background noise, a footnote, someone who'd settle for less and stay small forever. But now you're the plot twist that wrecks their whole story. They have to squint just to recognize you, because you've evolved so far beyond their narrow expectations. They're left blinking in disbelief. And the craziest part, you didn't say a damn word about it. No begging for validation. No flashing success like a neon sign. You vanished, went ghost, slipped off their radar. Not because you were lost, but because you were loading, sharpening your edge in silence, building something so fierce they wouldn't believe it, even if you screamed it. And when you reappear, you're not just back, you're a storm. Your focus sharper than ever, your energy cleaner, colder, deadlier. Your silence doesn't whisper, it screams. I'm not here to prove anything, I'm here to dominate. That kind of transformation, it wrecks minds. It leaves people stuck in the same place they've been, staring at the space you left behind as you blaze past them. And they don't know how you did it, how you moved so fast, so far, with no announcements, no help, no fanfare. But you remember every late night wrestling with your own demons, every moment of isolation that felt like a cage, every doubt that tried to freeze your heart, every breakdown that birthed a breakthrough. You remember crawling out of chaos with blood in your mouth and fire in your lungs. And they only see the shine now. They don't see the war you waged to earn it. That's why your silence is louder than their noise. It speaks a language only warriors understand. It says, I did this, quietly, painfully, completely. It's a silence that shatters egos, that smashes comfort zones, that forces people to look at their own excuses in the mirror and cringe. Because every time they see you, they're reminded of what they could have been if they chose to grind instead of gossip, to focus instead of flex, to move forward instead of complaining backward. Your quiet victories, their earthquake shaking the foundations of their world. And that's the cost of greatness. You stopped fitting in, you stopped being relatable, because you stepped into a reality built on grit, not guesswork. And when you walk into a room saying nothing but carrying everything, they finally get it. You didn't come back for attention. You came back as a problem. And problems like you, they're unforgettable. They laughed, didn't they? Emily pointed fingers, whispered behind your back. Emily pouting, mocking your every step, every word spoken with fire and purpose. They scoffed at your quiet strength, the way you held yourself steady. When they screamed for attention like desperate clowns. Oh, the irony. Because here's the truth, they couldn't understand you. Not because you were complicated, but because you were different. And when people can't measure something, when it slips through their grasp like smoke, what do? They threw everything at you, every insult, every doubt, every rule made by those too weak to break their own chains. Hoping you'd fold, hoping you'd crack like a twig under pressure. And they handed you chaos like a weapon, expecting you to drown in it, to become just another casualty in their tired story, another lost name. They gave you a rule book written by cowards, limits, ceilings, closed doors, all designed to keep you small, invisible, controllable, programmable. They waited, breath baited, for you to break, to disappear. But oh no, you didn't break. You didn't vanish. You studied. You watched every move like a predator stalking its prey. You sat in the silence, unmoved, learning the rhythm of the system. You saw the cracks in its armor, every vulnerable moment, the times when the whole thing could be flipped upside down, while they drowned in distractions. You were locked in, dialed in, focused, calculating, sharpening your edge while they dulled theirs. You weren't born with golden key, no silver platter in sight. You were pushed into a battlefield, meant to crush people like you. You refused to be a victim of their broken rules. You didn't beg for fairness. You forged your own advantage. When you saw the world wasn't equal, you became exceptional. You knew the odds were stacked, so you outthought the damn game. While they chased comfort, you trained for control, total control. While they looked for shortcuts, you built stamina from scars. While they waited for luck, you mastered the long game in silence. While they wasted breath complaining, you bent reality to your will, not with noise, not with force, but with savage discipline, with razor-sharp strategy, with brutal self-awareness they could never face. You didn't play the game. Listen up, this isn't about being perfect. Nope. It's about showing up with fire. Nope. It's about showing up with fire. Being with fierce intention. And owning every damn moment of your story, no matter what noise they make. When you play your game so damn well that they forget you're human, and you become unstoppable. Keep that flame raging. Keep rising quietly, breaking every limit they slap on you like it's nothing. If this hit you deep, smash that like, drop your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Twist Mind. Because together we're flipping the script and rewriting the game. Until next time, stay sharp, stay savage, and never forget your power burns brightest when no one's watching.